Let's give a couple of minutes, see if Yan is coming. He has his individual presentation on the chapter case. So let's give a couple of minutes, okay? One more minute. Or maybe Justin, do you know where Yan is? Or is he coming? Or do you know anything about him?
Wait, who?
Yan. Yan.
Ian? Oh, I'm not at school. I think he's at school. I don't know where he is.
Okay. Okay. Yan made it home? That's good. All right, let's get started.
Understandable. Just suck on the lemons.
Um, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh,
Justin?
no, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, no, 我在课.
Okay. All right. All right, let me share my screen with you. Okay. Right, in this lecture, okay, let's talk about the target market and also value propositions. Yeah. Basically, these are all marketing related concepts. Oh, Ian's here. Just start showing you. That's good. Okay. So let's talk about how to select your target market and also how do you create the value propositions that the customers cannot refuse. Okay. First, what is market? This is a marketing class, right? We talk about marketing, market, but what is market? Without looking at the slides, tell me what in your opinion or in your mind, what do you think? What is market? When we say a market, say I'm in Atlanta, let's say Atlanta market, or you're in New York market, right? Philadelphia market, you know, South Carolina market. What is market? What do you think a market is? Any
Maybe like
country,
a particular audience?
particular audience? That's good, very good. You're talking about the people, right? Some people, right? Yeah. Yep. Young is very good. Exactly right. When we talk about the market, we don't mean anything like a geography, okay, or a geographic location or something. I mean, we may use that when we say, South Carolina market, but we really mean is actually the people of South Carolina. We just use geographic name to denote it, right? And we always refer to people or consumers. So keep that in mind, okay? Every time we use the word market, okay, in marketing. Yeah. So a market, what's a market? Consists in a set of actors who interact to exchange goods, services, reputation, and information. Okay? So the actors, right, perform actors, people, right, organizations interact to exchange goods. Remember, marketing is all about exchange, right? So what they exchange, what are the objects they exchange? So subject of exchange, it could be goods. Goods are physical, tangible good. Could be services, could be reputation, right? Or could be information, right? And the activity that form the basis of this interaction, so marketing activities or market activities, and additional actors who exert their influence through regulatory actions, infrastructure management, and support for all of the above. Like influence was the regulatory actions, like the government, right? Government may have some regulations, rules, laws, applying to business market. So we have to go by, okay? It's market, okay? So what is Amazon's market? Is it online book sales in general, or online sales in general? And what about Amazon's sales territories? What is Amazon's market? What is Amazon's market? We all shop at Amazon, right? Amazon online retailer. Yeah. Who is Amazon's market? Well, what is Amazon's market? What do you think? Who would be the Amazon's market? If you are, say, for example, you find a job at Amazon after graduation, right? And you're an online retailer, right? Who is your market? Basically, you can, of course, there's online they sell books, right? And it's just a bookseller or a book buying public. What about do you know what you can buy from Amazon now? Virtually everything, right? Virtually everything. Yeah. It's and what about their territory? They serve markets, customers, in virtually every market, everywhere on earth, basically, globally. They can ship that to you. Okay? So it's the entire, basically, is the um, world, basically. Um, and delimiting the confines of market is a subjective exercise, meaning that depending on the nature of your business, right, your market, could be different from that, of your competitor or people or companies in another industry. Okay? So it's a subjective exercise. You define your market. Okay? Like for example, my university, my school, right? What's our market? Our market or our students? We of course we have international students, but not that many. right? We have some mostly students from South Carolina and also from Georgia and neighboring counties and neighboring states. And that's pretty much our market. Okay? We're not like some big schools, they have a global market, global students. Some bigger schools, they have more international students than domestic students. So the market is global market. Okay? And this chart, actually, be honest with you, I don't quite like this chart, but it's in the book, so we'll talk about this, right? It says the market can be represented as a system of different sized concentric spheres, like this concentric spheres, structured in such a way that the outer fringes there are the single product subcategories and more broadly defined properties. And inside, there are other possible ways to group together categories of products and benefits that customers seek. This illustration of this chart, right? Moving from single product to a need means shifting from a product orientation to a market orientation. But I'm not sure this figure or this chart really captures what this writer intends to say. Basically, that you have a product subcategory, then the product category, the macro product category, and then there's the industry. Right? I don't quite see why they put the specific benefit of product, to outside of that. So, but anyway, this helps you, just so you know. We may have different opinions on this. Okay? Also, there's you heard about product life cycle, right? We talk about product life cycle stages, right? Product life cycle stages. A new product or enter a market, it may experience growth, rapid growth, and slowing down in growth, and then into maturity, then into decline. Right? We have seen that product life cycles. Market may have its own life cycle. Okay. The market life cycle relates to different stages in the life of a market based on the time units. Could be weeks, months, or years, and the supply demand dynamic, that is the sales, either measured in units or values, right? There are 4 stages in the market life cycle, similar to product life cycle: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Right? During maturity, you may go some up and downs depending on economic situations in the market. So what you see, for example, some cities, right, from some countries, some cities, through some villages, through some areas, where there is a population shift. You can see some people may move out of the city or the state or the area. Or people may rush in and move into a new place or form a new market. It could all happen. Yeah. Now, with the elections, with the leftist ideology prevailing in this country, and with the election fraud that we saw, actually, people are actually moving out of California and New York, from New York and now California, and they're moving to like states like in the South, like Texas. I think that some the Texas, Louisiana, and even South Carolina and Georgia. Okay? You see people are moving. When people move, the market power, the consumers, the buying powers also move with it. Okay? During the introduction stage of market life cycle, the sales are limited and sales growth is slow, it's new, right? And there are fewer competitors, okay? There are fewer customers, okay? And the objective of your organization, customer education, educated customers. Okay? And then in the growth stage, sales rise to a peak until market reaches maturity, and new competitors enter the market, and new market segments form. forms. You may have to use some differentiation strategy as your value proposition and make your product different from other products, your competing products. Make your product stand out from the competition. Okay? Objective of organization in this stage follow the expansion, building a differential image. That's growth stage. Then in maturity stage, the majority of the potential customers have become buyers, okay? And the sales growth is stabilized, not moving any further. It's normally the longest stage. It can be decades or even centuries, hundreds of years. Okay? Give one example, like in America, for example, like cheese product. Okay, do we see more sales of cheese products in America? Probably not, and because the Asian Americans probably don't eat that much cheese, but for Caucasians, Black, and other ethnic groups, they probably eat more. But whatever they can eat, they're consuming that much of cheese anyway. So it's not going anywhere. It's not growing. It's not in decline. We can always have those cheese products, right? Have those staple food. Okay. So that's probably longest, as far as long as the economy or the world, world peace can sustain. I can see. And then there's the decline stage, the last stage. As time goes by, it could be market could into a decline stage. Market growth decelerates, not accelerate, decelerates more and more rapidly. Decline in this context is mainly theoretical because of expansion and contraction along with competitors relaunching and revitalizing their products. Very rarely does the market actually reach this stage, except when old people are gone or dead or gone. Okay? No more. No more market. Okay? Also, there is a relationship between market life cycles and product life cycles. Okay, we talk about market life cycles and product life cycles. Yeah. Throughout a market's life cycle, evolution is driven by the dynamic relationship between customers and producers, along with variables inherent to the macro context. And for the market variables shaping evolution, the imitation differentiation dynamic is key. Imitation differentiation dynamic is key. The market expands as long as there are new customers who imitate their predecessors while differentiating themselves in some way. Likewise, with competitors, new entrants have to imitate but also try to innovate with respect to incumbents. Okay? So customers, or competitors, suppliers, they will they go into a new market, often they imitate, right? They imitate others, the ones who are already in there. Right? And once they have established a foothold, they tend to innovate. They want to change their product to the better or to be different, so as to attract customers. Let me give you an example. Chinese restaurant in a city, and see like in Atlanta, in Johns Creek where I live, right? New restaurant owners or business venturers coming to this town, they may say, okay, looks like people love Sichuan style spicy Chinese food. Open Chinese food, right? So Sichuan style Chinese restaurant here. Once they are in, they may find that there is a huge competition for many restaurants. One of them may say, hey, I'm going to go change my menu a little bit, right? Change to something new, different, right? So as to attract, new customers or expand their business. Okay? Potential market. What is potential market? Imagine, if you're Shenyun, for example, Shenyun go to new city. I think there's quite a few cities that Shenyun is going into this year, right? Right. And if you are the planner, or if you're the host of Shenyun show in the city, or you're, how do you find out about the market potential for the show? Right? How many people might be there, might be coming to see the show, right? That deals with the potential market or market potential. What is a potential market? Right? It consists of maximum sales level attainable in the market. Maximum attainable sales level in the market is how much you can sell, right? And maybe because of the population, that's all you can sell, right? For example, in Atlanta, for example, right? Atlanta, where I live, that's in 9 metropolitan counties. They all together 5 million people. 5 million, that's all, right? It's for any business, anything you want to sell to your product in the Atlanta market, 5 million is the most you can get. Okay? That's all you can get. Okay? That's market potential. Okay? So market potential at time t equals n times q. N is the maximum number of purchasing units for the product, right? Q is the maximum quantity that can be bought by a single unit. Okay? That's your market potential or total market. Okay? Then there's the actual market. There is a total market, then there's actual market, right? Or also known as market demand or primary demand. You heard the term market demand. What is market demand? What's market demand, right? What is primary demand, right? That's the actual market. Talk about market potential, right? Totally possible. And then there is the actual market that has to be smaller than that, right? So it is the sum of all products purchased in the market during a given unit of time, either in a year or in a month, right? QIT here, Q represent the sales of organization I operating in the market at a time T, and N is number of organizations, right? The number of organizations, first organization, second, third, three, four, all the organizations together gets you actual market, the demand, market demand, DT. Okay, they want to use this mathematical symbols just make it look fancy. So basically, it's just all the product purchased in the market at a given time sold by all the suppliers. Okay, so to illustrate, this is your sales volume. On y-axis, sales volume, right? And then on the x-axis is your marketing investment. Putting more advertising dollars, market dollars, in promotional dollars, money you put in, okay? And you can see that as time goes by, or as more money is put into this market, okay? The sales potential, the potential market remains the same. Doesn't matter how much you spend or how hard you work, right? The sales potential market, this purple dotted line is constant, right? And then the actual market goes up, right? Solid green line here, right? Starting right. And for your company, your organization, your market share, your market is also going up, following the actual market. So of course, it's lower than that. Okay, so actual market is for all the players, all the organizations together. Okay, this is your own share of that. Okay, so the different concepts of the market. Okay, then there is a market potential gap. There's a market, there's the actual market, and there's market potential gap. The gap represent the portion of the market that isn't satisfied by individual organizations. Okay, it's not satisfied by individual organizations. In Atlanta, right? I said we have 5 million people in metro counties. Okay, and that's your potential market. Right? In Atlanta, last year, this year, actually last year, let's see, yeah, this year, we had about 10,000 people, 15,000 people seeing Chen show, right? And there's a gap. Of the 5 million, only 15,000 have seen the show. If you add the previous years, we may have, I don't know, maybe 100,000, 200,000, then there's a gap, right? Between 200,000 who have seen the show over the years and the total number of population of 5 million. Okay, that's a gap. So analytically, the gap looks like this. Potential gap, market potential gap is market potential minus your Q, right? Your total sales there. Okay. So if you look at the market potential gap, there are different types of market gaps, right? There's a non-usage gap, non-use gap. Let's say, for example, if you're a bookseller, you sell books, right? Publisher, bookseller, you sell books, right? And what will be your non-use gap? There are customers who do not buy any product in the market. There are people who just don't buy books, right? Do you get buy a lot of books? Of course, you have to buy your, no, okay, thank you for being honest. You have to buy your textbook, I guess, right? You buy your textbook, but you don't pretty much don't buy other books, I guess, right? Well, nowadays people don't buy many books. That's a fact, okay? So there's a non-usage gap. If they don't, customers do not buy the product in the market, or they don't read, right? Read or not read, right? So that's part of the non-usage gap. There's a usage gap due to customers who buy some product, but less frequently than they potentially could. Right? They could read one book a month, right? But they're not doing that. Let's say they read only 6 books a year, right? That's a usage gap. They are not using that, to the full potential, right? There's a light usage gap due to customers who buy less quantity than they could for every purchasing occasions. They could purchase maybe 5 books, each time, one for each from 3 books. That's 3 books, one for each member of the family. But they're not buying that. They only buy one for the little kids, maybe. Right? There's a light usage gap. There is a competitive gap also due to customers who buy products from our organization's competitors and buy their competitors' book, then that's a competitive gap. So there are different components of market potential gap. Okay, it's a term I want you to know and know how to use. Okay. Also, the previous gaps may be caused by various components of value propositions offered by the organization that operate on the market. There is a product gap, right? Product actually sold in the market are not able to satisfy your expectation, customer expectation. Okay? That's product gap. Okay? There's a distribution and service gap. Actual distribution network and relative services are not able to make the product accessible. Okay? Distribution gap. There is also the price gap. The actual price points make the product not affordable for customers, some customers, or limit the frequency and quantity of purchase. They can't afford it, it's too expensive. Okay? There is a communication gap. Actual communication campaigns are not able to describe product properly and make customers aware of their proper usage. Okay? There's that kind of gap. Okay? To summarize this, for the market potential gap, okay, here again, x-axis your marketing investments, okay, y-axis is your total sales, blue dots, the purple dots, the horizontal one, that's your market product potential, okay. So this here, the whole area here, this right bracket here, this is your market potential gap. This is actual sales, and there's the potential market. There's a market potential gap. Okay? And from the market potential gap, there's a non-usage gap, usage gap, and light usage gap. Okay? And then from the usage gap, there could be the product gap, price gap, communication gap, and distribution and service gap. Okay? So you know the terminology they use here. Okay. Also, market estimates. Before measuring potential or actual market, it's necessary to clarify the assumptions with regard to relevant boundaries, levels, and time units. Right? And then the next step is to take into consideration the specifications, the specificities of the market in terms of its constituent customers, differentiating by consumer markets and business market. For most of us consumers, we are familiar with the consumer market, right? We are part of the consumer market. Okay? And we know we buy a lot of things from shopping malls, stores, strip malls, your mom and pop stores, online. We buy things, right? That we are consumers. There's a consumer market selling to consumers. But you may not realize, you know, most people may not realize that there is a business market. In the future, you may join a company that may sell to business market. What do you mean by business markets? They're selling to businesses, not to consumers. Selling to business. The sales volume to sales to businesses is actually quite large, you know, huge sales in both quantities, okay, that most people may not realize. Okay? Also, there's a term called consumer non-durable goods, right? Consumer non-durable goods versus non-durable goods, right? They are goods that's not lasting for long. You buy it, you use, you consume it, it's gone, it's done deal. Okay. So the market potential for consumer non-durable goods is N max, the maximum number of customers who could purchase product, right? And having no objective impediment to buy or use, times F, that's maximum frequency of purchase, and times Q, the maximum quantity that can be used in every user's occasion. Okay, that's for consumer non-durable good. Okay, and for consumer, the market potential here then is the N is the maximum number of potential buyers. Okay, minus U, there's a product unit already in use. Product is already in use, you know, and they're not gonna buy it, right? And then also the U sub, the units that are nearing the end of the technical communicative utility, and then will have to be replaced. Okay, so that's good. You can add that to your market potential. So for consumer durable goods, like washers, dryers, refrigerators in your homes, you know, cars, automobiles, again, that's the consumer durable goods. Market potential for that, you know, is your maximum number of potential buyers, less the ones that are already in use, plus the one that is going to be that needs to be replaced, substituted. Okay. Market for corporate clients or business to business market, B2B market. Okay. Regarding the market of corporate clients, there are two possible approaches. Right? One is the same calculations used for consumer markets when the formula is applicable. You can use that. Or a percentage of investment made by corporate customers in all products that serve product production factors or communication factors for specific usage of the creative product in question. And you can use these two possible approaches regarding the market for business clients. Okay. For non-durable goods, for business market, this formula, market potential is N times F times Q. Okay. And with the market of durable business clients, the same principle holds and actual averages apply. Okay, it's for business market. Okay. This example here, we can skip that. Basically, showing the potential market, current market, and the market potential gap. Okay. Market share. Okay. You're here in the news media, popular press about market share, right? This company has certain market share of the product in this product category, but not much of a market share. Okay, and let's see, who has the highest share of market share in the electric car industry? I'm not talking about automobiles, okay, all cars. I'm talking just about electric cars. Do you know which company has the highest market share?
Tesla.
Tesla, yep. Who are the other companies that has smaller share?
There's a Chinese company, I forgot. And then Warren Buffett just drew out his shares in it.
Yeah. You notice that? That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Forgot what
Because
it's called though.
because BYD, you heard
Oh
of it?
yeah.
Yeah, BYD called Biyadi. Kind of weird name. I don't even like the sound. BYD. Yeah. And okay, that's one. What about the cell phone market in the US, for example? Who has the highest market share? What do you guys use? Who do you use? Do you use Apple iPhone? Yeah. Okay. No. Justin said no. What do you use, Justin?
Google Pixel.
What is it called? Pixel?
Google Pixel, yeah.
Oh, Google Pixel. Okay, that's good. Google is a Android phone, right? So basically, there are two big groups, iPhone and Android. In Android, you have Google, have Samsung, you have some XTC, from Taiwan, the few one, right? So I would say, but the market share, the highest market share is probably Apple's iPhones. Right? I think if we in our small group of 5 people here, I think we have three. I can't see. I don't see. Yeah, what do you use? Yeah.
Me?
Uh-huh.
I also use a Google Pixel.
Okay, very good. Okay. All right. We have so the 5 of us, the 3 of us use iPhone, and 2 use Android. Okay, you can see the market share. Of course, it's not that meaningful. You just have a small sample to calculate. Okay, so market share is something that businesses, companies, organizations use to gauge their performance, relative performance. Right. So definition. Market share is total sales of a company or institution expressed as a percentage of total market sales. Okay? My market share is my sales divided by total market sales, right? It shows the weight of company's sales on the market as a whole, right? So S is the sales of a company I, and S total is sales of all company in actual market. And that's your market share. It's often expressed in percentage. Okay. Next there. Okay. And as with all other market measurements and estimates, market share can also be expressed in volumes. Okay, volumes, that's units, cases, kilos, okay, or in values, in euros, dollars, and yen. Okay, it depends. Sometimes we use something like smaller per item, price is smaller, instead of using units, we may use dollars, yeah, as way to express. Or if it's for something like cars, for example, automobiles or cell phones, we probably use units or volumes or units. Okay? If the market share in volume is greater than the share in value, think about that. Market share in volume in units is greater than the share in value in dollars, the organization is selling its product at a lower price than the market average. You see that? Right? If your volume, say, is volume is greater, your market share in volume is greater, right, than the share in the value you're selling at a lower price. On the other hand, if your market share in volume is less than the share in value, then you are selling at a higher price than the market average. Okay? So if instead value equals volume in terms of market share, then your price is in line with the market, similar to the market. Okay? Relative market share. What is relative market share? Relative market share is another term that I often use. Relative market share is calculated as the ratio of market share of a company over the largest competitors. Remember, market share is your sales volume over the total industry volume, right? Relative market share is your sales over the largest competitor in the company, in the industry, okay? It represents the position of an organization with respect to its competitors, how you did vis-a-vis your competitors. Let's see, for example, for market one, right? What is the relative market share for company one, right? In market one, company one sold 40 units, company two, 30, 3, 14, 4, 15, right? These are 4 players here. What is the relative market share of company one? There's a 40 divided by the largest competitor. His largest competitors are these 3, right? The largest one had 30, so 40 over 30 got 1.33. Right? If it's over 1, it means what? It means you're doing better than your largest competitor. In other words, you are the best. You're the best in the industry. Okay? But that's in one market. In another market, market 2, the company sales is also 40. Company 1 is 40. Company 2 is 5. Company 3 is 50. Company 4 is 5. So what is your relative market share for company 1? It's your sales divided by your largest competitor, which is company 3, 50. So 40 divided by 50, you get 0.8. Meaning what? In market 1, say Atlanta market, your relative market share is 1.33. So you did really well. You're better than everyone, better than your larger competitor. But in market 2, let's say this is New York City or New York, you know, your relative share is 0.8, meaning you're only doing 80% of your largest competitor. Okay, so you can use a relative market share to gauge your performance. Okay, so you can break down the market share numbers into two components. Yeah, 2 components, right? And one is the PSCT, that defined as purchase by served clients, right? And your sales by served clients is your penetration. And then your served clients over the total is your weight average. So market share basically can break that into 2 components: your penetration in the market and your weight coverage. Okay, penetration is referred to the sales of our companies relative to the total purchase of the entire product category made by the company's served clients. Okay, that's penetration. And then weight average is the weight of purchases by the company's served clients relative to the total purchases in the product category. Okay, so you can understand market share through these 2 components here. Okay. Also, you can further down bring down to further the market share, right? With S, it's still your sales. The P is your service, just like before, defined as your purchase by your service clients here, right? And service client divided by NIT. NI represents the number of customers served by your company, okay? And that's the average size of served customer purchase. Average size of your customer purchase. Okay? How much your total sales to your service customers, and how many you have, that average. Okay? And also the NI divided by total, and in total and capital N is total number of customers who purchase product categories. Okay, that's your numerical coverage, how much you covered. Okay? And this N over S total is what we call dispersion index. Okay, dispersion index. Okay? So you can break market share calculation into 4 components. And 4 components. Okay? That's more like a detailed, in-depth analysis of your sales figures. Okay? This example showing this company sales in euros, okay, 100 million, okay, and total sales on the market, okay, total by all companies in 800 million euros. Okay, your market share for this company is 100 divided by 800, you got 12.5%. In my company, in the European market, right, we have a 12% share of the total market. Okay, and also purchase of a cinema served is like 500 million. Number of cinemas served 2,400. Total number of cinemas 4,000. And then what's your penetration? Right, that's 100 million by 500, so 20%. You're penetrating only 25%. This is about a movie with the movie into theaters, right? 20%. Only 20% of the cinemas you got, right? Your weight coverage is 62%, right? Every size of cinemas served, right? Every size, that's 500 million total, okay? Project divided by 2,400, okay? That's your number of cinemas served, get you 208,000 euros. Okay? Numerical coverage 60%. Dispersion index, average cinema size 200,000 euros. So you can do that's what the sales management people do. They analyze all those sales, they compare different regions, different product groups, different salespeople, different divisions. As someone from corporate headquarters, you need to evaluate the performance of your different divisions, different groups, different regions, different salespeople. So choosing the market to serve. How do you choose the market to serve? You can have this. This shows the illustration of your potential market. This is your potential market. The dash line is circle is your potential market, and the blue solid circle is your actual market. Okay, actual market. Okay, and then your actual market, your share of the market is here. This slice of pie here, the blue slice here, that's your market share, right? And then this area between the actual market and potential is the market potential gap. This whole area here. It just looks like a tire. It'll be the rubber of the tire. That's your market potential gap. Okay. And from here, you may want to go into a new market. You may expand to a new market, or can try to increase your actual market share to gain more from the actual market. Okay. This will guide your next sales or marketing strategy. Okay. How do you choose your market to serve? You see the old potential market and the actual market, right? How do you choose your present market to serve? Like your Shenyun show, for example, your planner for Shenyun, right? You have your market, your total market. You have the customers you already served. They have seen the show. What about the other people who have not seen the show, right? And what's your strategy to choose your market, to expand your market coverage? Right? The organization can concentrate your effort on growing the actual market, get more people to see the show. Right? You can activating the potential market. Activating the potential market. You can create an entirely new product market, new market. Right? Your strategy should be strictly linked to the market life cycle. Okay? Also, there's a segmentation process. Right? The point of segmenting market is to come up with a constructive categorization of customers that organization can use to develop value propositions that match expectations as closely as possible. Segmentation. For example, in Atlanta, when we promote streaming shows, we segment our market. Okay? There is a high-end residential areas. Okay? There's high-end business shopping areas. Okay? There's the high-end residential areas. You know, there's a growing what do you call this? You know, there's a traditionally rich neighborhood. There's a new young professional rich neighborhood. That's all a different segment. Yeah. And you can do segmentation is actually between mass marketing and one-to-one marketing. One-to-one marketing. When you market to the mass market, overall, everybody, the entire market, okay, it's kind of efficient. There is some efficiency here, right? You can use, excuse me. You want to serve the mass market and use a mass marketing, mass advertising. You can achieve scale economies. You can have a simplified decision-making process. You can increase your market power to reach a large audience here. Or you can do segmentation. Ultimately, you can do the segmentation one. That's one-to-one marketing. Yeah. In one-to-one marketing, it's not that efficient. It's very costly, but it's effective. Okay, and you can achieve scope economies. Okay, and you have greater customer satisfaction, and you have more learnings from the market you can achieve. Okay? One-to-one marketing. Okay? So what is the process of market segmentation? How do you divide the market into different segments, different groups? Okay. An effective segmentation process is one that enables the company to draw a map to guide the design and the realizing of specific sustainable value propositions for each segment. We develop value propositions for each segment. Okay, so you need to identify your segmentation criteria. Based on what do you segment the market? Right. Then you build your segments. Right. To build your segment, then you profile your customers. What is a typical customer in that segment? Okay? You can find that out. Okay, and then you can develop your strategy. Okay. Segmentation criteria or basis are variables for distinguishing between various segments and assigning individual customers to the most appropriate one. Okay? It can be segmentation criteria or the basis. How do you segment the market? Could be value-based, that is sought benefit. It could be individual characteristics you can rely on. Okay? This one show you the different ways of segmenting the market. Okay, you can use demographic. Okay, for consumers, you can use age, gender, residence, they're buying home or renting home, or marital status, single, family, single, married with children, or stage of the family life cycle, growing stage, or retirement stage, whatever. Okay, that's for consumers market. For business market, they also have demographic. It's years in business. Old companies or young companies, startups, right? The size of company, the turnover, the employees, the factories, subsidiaries, and so on. The location of headquarters, subsidiaries, is businesses. Okay? You can use a resource-based view to segment the market. Okay? Look at the disposable income. What is disposable income? Do you know what is disposable income? What is income? Anyone? Have you taken economics class? Microeconomics or macroeconomics? No, none.
Disposable income should be money that people have that they don't need, like money they don't need to spend on life necessary things.
Oh, wait a minute. Say it again. You said disposable income is the money people do not need. Say again. Say it again, please.
Money that they do not need to use on necessities. So disposable income is things you can use for entertainment or whatever you want.
Yeah. I think you're on the right track, but not exactly right in. So sorry, but you're mixing disposable income with discretionary income. Okay. Yeah, I want you to write down the two words here. Okay. Discretionary income versus disposable income. Okay. Okay. Let's see. First, what is income? Okay. Like say I make an income, I have salary, right? I work as a professor here and my university, the state of South Carolina, they pay me a salary. That's my income. I have an annual income, right? Let's say my income is 100,000 for the year, right? 100,000 for the year. Do I get everything as pay? Of course I don't, right? I have to pay taxes, right? The university would take out take the taxes from my income, right? I will receive only the money after tax. The tax, say, let's say tax is 30%. So out of a 100,000 salary, I only can take home $70,000 a year. Okay, 70,000 a year. That's my disposable income. Okay, okay. There's income, and income minus the taxes the government take from you, right? There is a federal government income tax, there's a state income tax, there's social security tax, there's a Medicare, Medicaid tax, all kind of taxes, you'll be surprised. When you get your first paycheck, you'll be surprised. Gee, why did you take that so much money off my paycheck, right? They will, okay, I guarantee you. That will be the first shock you have on your first paycheck. After the taxes is your disposable income, okay? Then what do I have to do? For me or for anyone consumer, your take home pay, that's your $70,000, right? You have to pay for what? Pay your rent or your mortgage, or pay your groceries, food, right? Gas, the things that you have to spend. These things are the things that you have to spend. They have no control, right? And you take out all your necessities, food and shelters, right? And maybe after that, I only have like a $50,000 left, right? 50,000 or $40,000 left. Okay? I'll say, yeah, probably less than 40, 35,000 left, right? And that 35,000 is my discretionary income. Discretionary income. Okay. So you have income, take out the taxes, you have disposable income, right? From disposable income, you take out your expenses on food and shelters, necessities, then you have discretionary income. What do you do with this discretionary income? That's the things that you can use on other things, other things like a vacation, buy something, go to movies, go to theaters, go to restaurants, dining out, buy things that I like, enjoy some, some entertainment, vacationing, things like that. That's discretionary income. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, so disposable income here in this one is refers to income after tax. Okay, not this discretionary income yet. Okay? You can segment the market based on the professions, like blue collar workers, white collar workers, for example. Membership in the social groups, okay, they join certain social groups, the status, the reputation, aesthetic tastes, right? The education, consumption of cultural products. Some people buy a lot, go to museums, see the shows, a lot. Some don't never go to museums, for example. Okay? And for businesses, you can look at their financial performance, growth rate, the type of business, membership in trade, associations, financial groups, prestige, type of quality and managerial competencies, etc. Okay? You can use value-related criteria to segment the market. There are terminal values. What's the terminal values? What's the instrumental values? What's the lifestyle and level of involvement? Okay? Their organizational style as well. Okay. You can also use psychological factors to segment the market and look at their self-image, their personality traits. Some people are more extroverted, some more introverted, right? We all have different personality trait, right? On your own, just for your own benefit, you may want to do VALS, VALS, because VALS, that's a psychological test, the self-accessing, psychological type, determine what kind of people, what's your psychological type, personality type. Okay, you can use that. Or you can use the behavior aspect, behavior criterion to segment market, like frequency of purchase, right? And the quantities used, purchased, variety of products purchased, okay? And the purchase habits, right? Consumption habits, brand loyalty, right? Some people are more brand loyal, some are not that brand loyal. Are you brand loyal? You are? Do you commit to a certain brand of things that you buy only that brand and never other brands? You may, right? Depending on the things you buy. Something, you may just brand. For others, for other people who are not brand loyal, they will just go buy whatever is there, whatever is cheaper, whatever is on sale, whatever, is convenient to grab, right? So it depends. Okay? Brand loyalty, store loyalty. The people who are loyal to the certain stores, certain brand of stores. Okay? Media habits. Certain people have certain media habits. They get information from, say, newspapers only. Okay? They read newspapers every day, or versus never read newspaper. Okay? Their preferred information sources. Okay. So you can segment the market based on these factors. Okay. Building the segments. Now you have a set of segments, right? You can have segment, right? How do you build a market? Build your segments. Okay. This involves grouping customers together into different segments according to the criteria established in the previous step, and assign each customer to the proper segment. The principle of exclusivity, okay, applies here. Each customer belongs to one and only one segment. If a customer can be classified into two different segments, that means the segmentation criteria does not work. It doesn't work well. Okay. You can use two approaches to build your segment. Use a priori or use posteriori. Okay. I'll give you an example here. You can select the criteria priori, okay, or you can create a group for each criterion. Okay. For example, age, gender. Okay. And then you can create a group for each criterion. You create a group for each criterion. You create the segments. Okay. Like this is age, gender. Okay. And you can create a segment, place consumers in respective groups, from 15 to 25, right? So 26 to 45, etc. You can identify benefits that consumers in each segment want, right? For example, for people in, let's say male, you want to cover is male or female, right? Man or woman, okay? And for what are the benefits that consumers in this segment want to have, right? For example, we may find that for male between 16 and 25, male between 16 and 25, that's like we have the two students here, they want affordability and variety. That's what they want. College, young male students, they want affordability and variety. For 26 to 45, that's after you graduate from college, work for maybe 3 to 20 years. Okay? You have powerful emotions, easy to hook, easy to book. Okay? And that's one. And then for anyone for women between 26 and 45, they may have this because like escapism, right? Powerful emotions. Okay? For this people male over 65, and they are the easy access exclusive audience. And then you view that as way your segments. Okay? Then you profile your segment and define value proposition for each segment. What's your value proposition? You know to this segment, you know what they want. What do you want to offer to them? Okay, so 16 to 25 male. Okay, they give me 2 hours a day on the web. They have a limited income. Okay, and that's the one you're facing. Okay, for 26 to 45 male, high frequent cinema goers. And 65 over male, highest income, propensity to membership. So they are more likely to join certain membership. Right? People who are 65 years of age and over, or male. Okay? And you can compile a list of benefits consumers are looking for. Okay? Different things, right? Like easy to book or escapism, powerful emotions, type and cultural value of audience, right? And you create segments based on similar benefits they have. Right? We may call them elitist dreamers. There's escapism type and the cultural level of audience there. Right? Convenience seekers is easy to book, easy to access. Hedonists, powerful emotions, varieties. That's what they're seeking. Okay. You profile your segments. Okay, create and profile segments. Okay, your elite dreamers, mostly men between 35 and 45 years old, high income, few shows a year. They only see a few shows a year. Okay, there's convenience seekers. Who's convenience seekers? Live out of town, avid interest users, several shows a year, performance on musicals. Okay. There's a hedonist type of people, right? Mainly women, 45 to 55. Theater is group activity to them. Okay? So you define your value propositions for each segment. That's what you do. Okay? That's what the marketers are doing to segment the market, define the market, and build the market, and then develop something for the market. Okay? Customer profiling. What's customer profiling? Okay. Involves describing the customers in each segment based on their most distinctive individual characteristics. What's the most distinctive characteristic? Okay, you describe that. That's called profiling, right? Profiling customer. So the same type of individual variables that work as a basis for segmentation typically apply for profiling as well. But clearly, if some of these variables have already been used as segmentation criteria, different ones are employed for profiling. Okay? It's also important to point out that the variables needed for profiling are the ones that are most distinctive to customers of each segment. In other words, they are the dominant traits of the one segment with respect to others. Okay? They have given those very fancy, interesting, intriguing names to describe those segments. Okay. Segmentation effectiveness. Okay. For your segmentation to be effective, your segment must be measurable. You can see that, right? It has to be measurable. It has to be significant in size. If it's too small, too small segment, it's not worthy of spending money and time on that. Okay. It should be stable. Right? It can't just change over time or overnight. Right? And it has to be diverse in customer preferences. And finally, it has to be accessible. You have a way to reach them, to make your segmentation effective. Right? Next is your targeting. Right? Targeting is the crux of all strategic marketing decision. Right? After identifying and profiling segment and verifying the effectiveness of segmentation, companies and nonprofit organizations have to decide which segments to serve through ad hoc value propositions. That's what targeting is about. Okay, targeting is about identify the segment to focus. Okay, develop value propositions just for that segment. Okay. So before you make a choice, the company has to assess segment attractiveness to verify whether or not it has the right resource and competencies to create value propositions that are aligned with the corresponding expectations of that segment. Okay? The segment should be sustainable for the organization in productive and financial terms. Okay? Targeting. Okay? Who is the Shenyun's target market? Whom is Shenyun targeting? Shenyun targeting. Do you know? Have you heard about it or know anything about it? Who is Shenyun targeting? Whom is Shenyun targeting?
Is it the high end, like wealthier people?
Either wealthy people, yeah. And anything else you can say?
And eventually everyone?
Eventually, yeah. But not at this time, right? Not at this time, yeah. Yeah. It's a mainstream, high-end, influential, you know, people with a good income and occupation, basically. Okay, target. Segment attractiveness, right? Segment attractiveness, right? You can use assess that by looking at the sales potential, to see if it is attractive. You can look at the current sales volume, current sales value, dollars, or average frequency of purchase, average quantity purchase, customer propensity to innovate, okay? Stage in life cycles, potential sales volume, potential sales value. Okay? You can look at the market share potential, to see if the segment is attractive. The number of competitors in the segment. Okay? Customer loyalty or brand supply to the brand supplier. Are the customers loyal to a brand? Switching costs. Does it cost too much to switch brands from your competitor to you or to you to your competitor? Okay? Functional competence of your competitors. Reputation of the competitors. Existence of market power of products, of substitute products. Are there substitutes? If people are not seeing the show, are they going to do something else? Okay? Right? And you need to also look at the market power of suppliers, right? Market power of distributors and market power of customers, okay? To decide on if a segment is attractive or not. Yeah? You can also look at potential for the other returns, possibility to enhance the image, possibly to earn a reputation, possibly to develop competencies, okay? Or investments required. Your production, ad hoc production investments, ad hoc distribution investment, commercial investment, and marketing investments. Okay? And the strength and weakness of compared to competitors. Okay? the resource and operations capabilities, the brand, the company image, the strength of distributors, distributor and commercial relationships, and availability of financial resources. Look at that. Okay. Choosing your target segment. Okay. Once the company has made its assessment of the attractiveness of the various segments, you can choose which one to serve and how to serve it. Okay. There's a term called niche marketing. You heard about the term niche marketing? Okay. Entails focusing on one small segment. You got niche marketing, niche marketing, niche marketing, right? Know the term, right? Very small segment. Okay. Segment specialization. Segment specialization differs from niche marketing in terms of segment size, which can be considerable. You know, it's larger. Okay. Multi-segment strategy. Company may use a multi-segment strategy, offering specific value propositions for each segment. Okay. Macro segmentation strategy. Macro. Aggregating various segments and satisfy them all with a single value proposition. Okay. Macro segmentation strategy. Okay. How to create your value propositions. There are two stages to create a value proposition to your customer. Okay. It's design and the realization. Design is you identify the benefits you want to offer through value proposition and the relative sacrifices the customer will be asked to make. That's your design. Realization, your marketing works with other organizational units to translate the value proposition into a sellable offering. What you can tell them. Okay. Marketing's contribution to this process lies in the serious decisions that come under what is termed the marketing mix. Remember the marketing mix I told you about? Marketing mix. The 4 Ps. Okay. After you leave this class, make sure you know what are the 4 Ps in marketing. Okay. Product, promotion, placement, and price. Product, promotion, placement, brand, price. Okay. So design the value proposition, you have to deal with diverse nature of benefits and the differential effect they can have on customer satisfaction. Yeah. According to the 3-factor theory of customer satisfaction, there's a 3-factor theory of customer satisfaction. The 3 different categories of benefits or related attributes classified on the basis of the impact on customer satisfaction. Okay, there's the excitement factors, nice to have. Yeah, performance factors, okay? How well your product does, and basic factors. That's something they must have, basic necessities. Okay, there's basic factors, performance factors, and excitement factors. That's a 3-factor theory of customer satisfaction. Okay. And there's a customer satisfaction, there's a dissatisfaction, right? And there's some basic factors, right? There's unexpected, unfulfilled expectations, unfulfilled, right? If there are expectations unfulfilled, right? There are excitement factors could go from here to here, right? The performance factors go from here to here, and the basic factors from here to here. Okay. So that's okay. Positioning. Next is the positioning strategy. Okay. What is positioning? Okay. What is positioning? Okay. Basically, is all about the perception of your brand in the mind of consumers. That's what I'm positioning. Okay, it has nothing to do where your product is placed on the shelf in the store. Okay, it's not that. Okay, the basic principle to keep in mind is that the preference requires difference. You want customers to have preferences, right? and you must provide differences. Yeah, differences. Positioning means creating market space for value proposition, and the first place to do this is system of customer perceptions. In perceptions. Okay? A distinctive positioning consists in the customers recognizing a series of differential characteristics in our company's value proposition compared to the competition. Right? Building a distinctive positioning equates to constructing the perception of differences. It's all about perception, and all about perceptions. Okay? So positioning strategy, the concept of positioning is closely related to the concept of differentiation. And for positioning to be effective, it must be distinctive. It must be distinctive. Okay? So your position strategy, you need to affect your target market, target customers, involves your competitors and your own companies, of course, organizations. Let me give you an example here. What do you think of Toyota cars, for example? What's your perception of Toyota cars? Any ideas? What's your perception of Toyota automobiles by Toyota? Come on, you guys, you drive some of them, right? Toyota Camry, Toyota Tercel, Toyota Avalon, or high-end Toyota like Lexus. Okay. What's your perception of a Toyota car?
It's like for the middle class, maybe?
Middle class, that's good. Yeah, also middle class. And what's the yeah? Any other characteristics? One thing that the Toyota takes pride in is their dependability. Their cars are known for being dependable, trouble-free, and dependability. So they want to get the image they want you to have about Toyota cars is that it's dependable, affordable, and for middle class people. Okay. Have you heard about a car brand called Volvo? Volvo cars? You have? Yeah. Are you gonna buy a Volvo? Probably not, right? And what's the perception, people's perception of Volvo, do you think? And traditionally, the Volvo has been perceived as a car of a safety, high safety. It's durable and safe to drive. And it's old-fashioned, kind of old-fashioned, is preferred by people over 45. Young people will never buy a Volvo. The older people, they want to have a safe, dependable car to drive. It's European stuff. So that's the different positioning. Positioning affects customers, affect different competitors, and your own company. Okay? And so the differentiation strategy, the positioning strategy, you can have a low differentiation versus a high differentiation, right? The relevance could be low or high, right? When you have a relevance to the customer, right? But you have a low differentiation, your positioning relevant but not distinctive, right? If you have a low relevance and low differentiation, there's no positioning. Yeah. If your positioning has a high relevance, people feel that there's of great significance to them, and there's a high differentiation. So it's very different. Yours is very different from others. Then you can have a strong positioning. The positioning, the perception you have in your mind is strong and distinctive. Okay? If you have a high differentiation but low relevance, your positioning is distinctive but not relevant, so not too good. Okay? Positioning is built upon elements that are favorable, relevant for the target, different from competition, and what's the key, what things most important that you need to keep in mind that the point of parity and point of difference. Okay, let you read that. Okay. And positioning analysis, you can analyze, to analyze your relative positions and know where you are in the marketplace. So you can conduct positioning analysis that is enable you to discover the current positioning and indirectly and effectiveness strategy brought about it. Okay, you analyze, you know where to go. Okay, you can use snake plots, or you can use a perceptual map. Okay, this is just a snake plot. Okay, and you can use it. This is travel time, expected cost of weekend, reputation for cultural attractions, reputation for local cuisine. This is for the travel or tourist attraction, a tourist city and place to go for vacations, for travels. Okay, this is their analysis. Okay, and for this destination A, B, C, D, there are 4 different destinations to travel. Okay, for example, for A, destination A, their travel time is high, right? Expected cost is low, and the reputation of this destination is not too good. Reputation of a good restaurant there is not too good. Okay, for destination B, the travel time is less. Okay, cost is higher. Okay, reputation kind of like in the middle, reputation of food restaurant here, right? For destination D, you can see that the travel time is lower, right? Cost is the highest, okay? Cost is high, same as A, and but reputation for cultural attractions, a lot of good things to see, and there are a lot of good restaurants to eat at. Okay. Use this to analyze different destinations, for your travel or for your vacation. Okay. Or you can use what we call the perceptual map. Okay, perceptual map. Okay, you look at the convenience factors and the reputation factors. Okay, destination A, the convenience factor is here. Okay, it's 6, and reputation is 4. Okay, this is a place that's easy to get to. Okay, and reputation is not that good. Okay, and then for the second destination, maybe Charleston. Right, this one could be Philadelphia, or this one could be Chicago or Los Angeles, for example. You can put you can see that for destination D, it has the highest convenience and the highest reputation. Okay, that's probably where you want to go. Okay, you can do an analysis like this. Okay, this is another preference map. Convenience, reputation, different segments, and you look at the convenience factors and reputation factors. Okay. This is also, you can superimpose 2 maps, the 2 maps we have, right? Okay. Look at using that to help with the analyzation. Okay. Okay, you can let's just skip that. Value propositions. Yeah. Basically, you have your current value proposition, and you can have a new value proposition. Your segments could be your current segments, or it could be a new segments, right? For your current value proposition and current segment you're serving, okay, you have your original positioning strategies, right? And what if you want to go to a new segment, like Shenyun Shou, for example? Shenyun Shou, if you are in the city, you're the manager or director or the person in charge, you have a strategy for position, and let's not use Shenyun. Let's just use the product. Yeah, you have a company's product, your current positioning strategies. Now you need to go to a new segment, right? Serve a new segment. You need to have a repositioning strategy toward a new segment. Okay? Or you can, if you have your current segments and you want to create a new product value proposition, you need to offer innovation of the value proposition. Okay? Or maybe you can go to a new segments with a new proposition. Right? You can use the diversification into the new segments. That's a diversification strategy. Okay? So different strategies for you to offer your value proposition to existing or current or new segments with either current or new revised value proposition. Okay, let you read that. Okay. I think that's all I have for the lecture. This is a long one, right? It's a long one, so. Okay. All right. Let me close this up. Close it. Okay, Yan, are you ready for your case?
Yes, I do have mine. Should I send it to you now?
I'll just make you a presenter. You can share. Let me stop my sharing. Hold on. Make you a presenter. Okay, you can present.
Sorry, give me a moment. Let me open it up.
Mhm.
Oh, can you see what my screen?
No,
Nope.
you guys, no, you don't.
Give me a moment. Oh, it does not look like it's working. Give me a moment. I'm going to try.
Mhm. Or yeah, give it a try. Yeah. Take your time. Take your time. While you're trying, next week we're gonna cover chapter 8. Is Yu Yang's turn, right? Yu Yang? Yeah, your turn to do your case, this case, okay? Also, I'm looking at the syllabus here.
Not working.
Your spring break, okay.
Should I try disconnecting and reconnecting?
Yeah, try that.
Okay. Okay, can you make me a presenter again?
You are presenter now.
I disconnected and reconnected, so I lost.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, I have two of you. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Just so you know, let's see, next week we can cover chapter 8, and then the week after that, week 10, we have no class, right? It's going to be our spring break. Okay, spring break.
All right, can you see this?
Yeah, now I can see that. Can you make it
Okay.
larger
Yes.
or full
Yes,
screen?
let me do this. All right.
Here we go. Yeah.
So as you can see from the title, my presentation is about Tesla and how they market without a marketing department. That is wrong. They don't spend money on marketing. I forgot to correct that. So as an introduction, Tesla is an electric car company founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. And in 2004, Elon Musk invested $6.5 million and became part owner. And in 2008, Elon Musk became the CEO, and that was also the year that they first sold their first vehicle, also called the Roadster. As a continuing introduction, all electric vehicles are new technology. Their businesses grow and act differently from typical car manufacturers. The Tesla, the car company itself, acts like a hybrid between a car company and a tech company. And they have fast development cycles and regular over-the-air updates like tech companies. And because it is new, it is considered to be at the beginning of the S curve, the adoption curve, which meaning relatively fewer adopters, although it's starting to increase the number of adopters. All right, next page. This is a video. It's just a video of the car that they first sold. It's not very interesting. Let's move on. Moment. Yep, there you go. Tesla brand. All right, Tesla is famous how they don't spend money on marketing, yet it is a name I'm sure that we have all heard of. So
Yeah.
the question is, how did they get their brand known without spending money on marketing? Well, one of the biggest selling point of Tesla is that all their cars are all electric, and their mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And because electricity is a relatively cleaner fuel compared to gasoline, though people who are environmentally conscious would want to hear more about Tesla, and they would also bring up Tesla and their topics about environment. Two, Tesla, well, people who adopt new things would also like to brag about the things that they have, right? So, and people who adopt Teslas would be able to show off positive attributes about the cars. For example, all electric vehicles have powerful motors, and doing so, people who will enjoy talking about cars would be able to brag about how powerful their Tesla vehicles are. Tesla vehicles are electric, therefore they're better for the environment. People who like the environment would share with other people how environmentally friendly their car is. Or people who are interested in businesses and would talk about how Tesla has disrupted traditional auto manufacturers. Part 3, controversy. Elon Musk himself is very controversial. Because of the controversy, people who would look up Elon Musk realize he's the owner of Tesla and use Tesla to either the defects of Tesla to either attack Elon Musk, or if supporters of Elon will use the positive of Tesla to defend Elon Musk. And even though this seems like a bad thing, controversy brings attention to things, and as the saying goes, all attention is good attention. Now, questions. For those of you who remember, what is Tesla's mission statement and what kind of people would be interested in Tesla?
Come on, guys, you remember the mission statement?
People who are green.
Yes, people who are green would be interested in Tesla's mission statement. Are you able to just roughly summarize what their mission statement is?
Moving the world to sustainable energy or something like that.
Close. Yeah, roughly. That's good enough. All right. The second question is a more subjective question that I hope everyone would answer. Elon's controversial actions have both harmed and helped Tesla. Do you think that this is an effective marketing tool? And do you think other companies should use this method to spread their brand?
I think it's pretty effective because even if the attention isn't good, it still gets people talking about it. So I think that just it's just like a further uh, spread through word of mouth.
Yep.
I think it would depend on what the other companies are selling, because like Elon, like for Elon it works because Tesla is like a luxury brand, so it's like, but for other companies it might not work as well, and especially if they're not as famous as Elon.
Okay. Okay.
Do you-
Was Elon Musk, I thought Elon Musk was like famous and controversial after Tesla already became recognized. No?
I mean, well, those are relatively early adopters. Um, I would say part of the reason that Tesla is still being advertised would be because Elon Musk is controversial, and like as a recent controversy, like when he purchased Twitter, every single headline would say Elon Musk, owner of Tesla, purchased Twitter. Not just the word Elon Musk. They will always bring up Tesla when they talk about Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's kind of like Tesla is something that Elon has and has been really producing some substantial amount of cash flow, income for himself and for the company, right? And the money, his wealth actually, would he was really good at creating this all those type of hype and this kind of like hot topics that people all talk about, and that brings and also the sustainable energy, green energy stuff that actually prompted him to become well, from the Tesla to become something that's higher, very highly, priced, right? To bring the stock value, up to the roof. That's how he became the richest people in the world, for quite some time. Right? Now I think he's the second richest. Right? But that, I think his popularity also goes in hand with other things he's involved. It's not just like a CEO of Tesla, it's just one company, right? He has a SpaceX, he has Tesla, he has this Open AI, associated with him. There's a Boring company that he's also owning. And it's just that the guy's also his idea of the SpaceX, bring people to Mars. That's something, whether you want to go to Mars or not, but we all eager to see someone going to Mars, where humanity becomes multi-planetary, as he said. So, and he's a celebrity basically in many aspects, in many aspects. And the starting, don't forget of startings, it's changing, revolutionizing many things at the same time. So, yeah. Also, there's something that yeah, just tag on what Yan said about his use of the word mouse or controversy sort of. There's another term called another phrase that we say in marketing is called any publicity is good publicity. Do you agree with that? Any publicity is good publicity. At least in this country, in American culture, we have seen that someone may be involved in a scandal, for example. Monica Lewinsky, for example. Monica Lewinsky. Her. Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, the affairs there, and that was a scandal. That was a bad publicity for Monica Lewinsky. Okay? But then at least, it make her name out, make her name, makes her name known to everyone in the American, in the world. And that later on turned into something. She becomes famous, become well known. And then she could use that, to do other things. So all those publicity, even if it's a negative publicity, seem to be able to turn itself into a good publicity. That's why there are even like Hollywood movie stars. They want to use, they want to create scandals. Somebody want to create scandals, so to make themselves, well known and famous, and then they can do something to change their image to better. So that's what that's why many people say we don't want to give them the publicity, because there's a bad person who did something bad. So please go on. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, and the final question I wanted to ask everyone, we already touched upon how Tesla uses Elon's controversial actions to spread their name. What are some other methods that we discussed that Tesla uses to get its brand recognized? And if you're familiar with Tesla, if you can bring up a method that was not discussed, that would be great too.
I think the shape of the car is very recognizable.
Shape of the car. Mm-hmm.
Like specifically like the front of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think he used the brand extension. You heard about Tesla phone? Tesla telephone, cell phone, Tesla cell phone.
I haven't heard of their cell phone, but I do heard of their flamethrower.
The what?
Tesla made flamethrowers.
What do you mean? What do you mean? To make what?
Flamethrowers, a type of, I suppose you can call it a weapon or a tool that shoots fire.
Oh, okay. Hmm. There have been, I don't know if it's authorized official or not, there have been some talks or things or pictures circulating on social media about this Tesla cell phone. It's separate from iPhone and Android. It's one of its own, and the phone is connected to Starlink satellites automatically, and has this can always be in the charging itself on the back of the phone. So I don't know if it's hyped or not, but see, even before this product is officially announced, there's enough publicity or speculation about this brand name, about this product. So you can see how powerful his name recognition and brand recognition has been done by him, or intentionally or unintentionally. Okay? And also you see the positioning strategy here, right? Not the strategy, like the positioning of the product, positioning of the name Tesla. Beyond said is gives the impression of luxury car or unique, look. And there's also some unique value proposition there. Okay. Anything else you can think of? Other methods that Yan asked? Nope. Yan, do you have an answer for us, or can give us?
Yeah, I was hoping they would bring up the other topics that were brought up. For example, word of mouth, and how the fact that it's green. Besides that, maybe. I suppose there isn't too much more.
Okay. Okay. That's it?
That is all.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. For next class, we're going to cover chapter 8. And then March 13th, that week, we have no class. I need you to work on your group project together, also on your individual project. Have you thought about, remember last time I asked you, do you want to work on the Shenyun project, Shenyun promotion as a group project, or you want to work on something else? Have you talked about that? No? Okay, maybe you're going to talk about that, on your own, right? Think about that, okay? Either way is fine. I don't want to make it mandatory, so it's just up to you. You can do that, or you can just find something else to work on. But anyway, during the spring break, it's a good time for you to work on your group project together. That's well as working on your individual project. Okay. All right. Okay. That's all we have for today. Thank you guys, and have a great rest of the evening, and see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.